Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Ethereum price is continuing in this small rejection from these important levels of resistance. At the time of filming this video, Ethereum is coming into contact with some important levels of support. Meanwhile, the Ethereum versus Bitcoin valuation is losing this support level as the Bitcoin dominance is rising in the short term. I'm going to be covering all of that and more in this video, so make sure you're watching all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more update videos just like this one. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos every single day to try and help you make money in the crypto markets. So yeah, if you could just spend a couple seconds out of your day to click that like and subscribe button down below, it helps out the channel so much, and I really do appreciate all of your support. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the daily time frame, and what we can straight away see is that we've now gotten a clear rejection along this line of resistance. This is the neckline for this huge cup and handle pattern, and that was coming in at around 3.9k. And yeah, clearly once again we've gotten a rejection from that level of resistance, which means it just could take a little bit longer for us to see this potential breakout later on. Hopping into the 4-hour Ethereum chart, what we can see here is after we saw that breakout to the upside and ran into pretty much the exact level of resistance as expected, Ethereum came back to the downside, and after I posted yesterday's Ethereum update video, we got a perfect bounce along this exact level of support. I'll even zoom in here. You cannot make this up. This was the bounce that we got here from that support, coming in at exactly $3,643 to the exact cent. And by the way, I placed that important line there over a week ago and I haven't moved it since, but it's important to distinguish between the different time frames. So for example, on the larger time frames, I'm still bullish, but perhaps on the smaller time frames, the imminent short term, we could be looking for a little bit of a short-term cool-off here. And the support line that Ethereum is testing right now is also important because that's the neckline for this inverse head and shoulders pattern that previously formed on the Ethereum chart. I've been talking about this pattern quite a lot on the channel recently because we did see a breakout to the upside, but we didn't see a whole lot of confirmation. We did not see much volume coming in and backing up that move. And normally when we don't see much volume backing up a breakout, we really need to see a retest of the previous resistance line and flip it into support. So if Ethereum can see a bounce sometime soon, that would be very bullish. But if we continue heading a little bit lower below this line of support and really starting to confirm a breakdown here, then just in the immediate short term, talking about perhaps over the next few days, obviously that would not be a good sign. But right now, at least at the time of filming this video, we're still above this support line, so only time will tell whether we actually get a bounce here or break below. But that's basically what it means. If we get a bounce here, obviously that's very bullish because that's confirming the breakout, but a break below, that's when we're looking a little bit more bearish in the shorter term. So what would happen if we do actually break below that important line of support just here? Well, first of all, we've got this upwards trending line of support that we've bounced along around 5 different times back here, and that's coming in at around 3.5k. And anything lower than that 3.5k level, if we're bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool on the chart just here, what we can see, we've got the 38.2% Fibonacci level coming in at around 3.4k. So we've actually got quite a lot of support here for Ethereum between 3.4 and 3.5 thousand US dollars. And considering the fact that Ethereum is clearly still in an uptrend, even with this short-term pullback, we're still making higher highs and higher lows. So because of that, I would consider any sort of bearish price action here as a buying opportunity for this larger trend. But of course, that's not financial advice. That's just giving you guys an inside look of my Ethereum strategy. And now taking a quick look at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart on the 4-hour time frame, what we can see here is the current price of Ethereum is at pretty similar levels to where we saw that bullish divergence close to a week ago now. And for the subscribers that were on the channel around a week ago, you would already know this, but of course I was pointing out this bullish divergence, saying that we're due for a little bit of a bounce here, but mostly sideways consolidation. And that's pretty much what we've seen so far over the past 5 to 6 days approximately, with the exception of perhaps this one volatile move in the middle. But right now, what we're currently seeing is perhaps just a small head and shoulders pattern currently playing out. We've already seen the left shoulder, we've seen the head, and we've seen the right shoulder. And we're currently in the process of breaking below this neckline here, but we haven't seen a whole lot of confirmation just yet. The volume is still pretty flat here, and we haven't really seen any successful retest of this previous line of support to flip it into resistance. So if we do end up seeing a bit of a retest here and a rejection from that level, then that is how you know that we're playing out this small head and shoulders pattern, which is giving us a price target towards 0.0574 Bitcoin per Ethereum. And taking a look at the daily time frame for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, what we're seeing right now is a potential break of this support, but once again, we haven't seen the confirmation just yet. For example, this daily candle hasn't even closed yet. We've still got another 10.5 hours at the time of filming this video before this daily candle closes. So right now, technically speaking, there's still a possibility that we could just form a wick here and bounce further to the upside. That's why it's important to wait for confirmation on the chart. But yeah, if we do break that short-term support here for Ethereum, that would bring us down to this price target that I just mentioned, which is also very interesting because bringing out this range of support right here, Ethereum has previously found huge support in this exact price range 3 different times in the past between May and August 2021. And if you're taking a look at that small price target that we just mapped out here, that's going straight into the top of this range of support. And also what's interesting about the bottom of this range of support, when we're bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from this low down towards 0.03 Bitcoin per Ethereum approximately up to this high coming in at around 0.083 Bitcoin per Ethereum, what we've got is the 38.2% Fibonacci level coming in at around 0.0555 Bitcoin per Ethereum, which is the bottom of this range of support. So basically, if Ethereum does end up breaking this short-term support area just here, then I'll be looking for a dip down towards this range where our next major support is coming in at. And just quickly looking at the trends that we are in right now, since the beginning of September, we have clearly formed a downtrend and we're still in this short-term downtrend for Ethereum valued against Bitcoin. But with that being said, when we're just zooming out a little bit more, what we can see is the much larger trend that's actually been going on since the end of 2019. And this much larger trend is clearly an uptrend. We're in a bullish trend on the big picture, but then just in the shorter term, we're currently in a downtrend. So this gives us an opportunity because right now we're getting into some cheaper prices after the short-term downtrend. But if you're taking a look at the last 2 years worth of price action here, all of these short-term downtrends for Ethereum versus Bitcoin have been amazing buying opportunities. And so with all of that in mind, right now, I'm still slowly dollar cost averaging into Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Of course, we can still head further to the downside in the shorter term, considering the short-term trend. But just like how it's almost impossible to perfectly time the top of a market, it's also pretty much impossible to perfectly time the bottom of a market, which is why I'm simply just averaging into Ethereum. It's important to not go all in at one level. And now taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart on the daily time frame, this is actually important for all altcoin holders out there because this is the reason why a lot of the altcoins have been underperforming against Bitcoin recently, because pretty much since the middle of September, the Bitcoin dominance has been on a short-term uptrend. And whenever that happens, that means Bitcoin is gaining more and more market share against all of the other cryptos, which basically just means that the altcoins are underperforming against Bitcoin, at least in the shorter term, while we're trending upwards here. And right now, what we can clearly see is the fact that we're forming this huge W pattern. And by the way, I was one of the first to actually talk about this pattern on YouTube around 2 months ago. And since then, we've clearly continued to form this pattern as expected. And right now, the neckline for this pattern, which is basically the middle of this pattern just here, is coming in at around 49% dominance for Bitcoin. And right now, we're close to 47% dominance. So we still have around 2% to go, which means just in the shorter term, it's still possible for the altcoins to underperform Bitcoin a little bit more, at least until we reach this level just here. And then that is a deciding moment for the Bitcoin dominance. Because if we see a rejection at around that level there and start coming back to the downside and failing this W pattern, then that is when we could see a potential altcoin season. A lot of the altcoins in a scenario like that would be outperforming Bitcoin, seeing huge gains. But if the Bitcoin dominance continues to climb here and smashes through that level of resistance to confirm this W pattern, then in a scenario like that, that would not be too good for the altcoins out there. A lot of the major altcoins will be underperforming against Bitcoin. Now, with that being said, even in that scenario, the altcoins can still have gains against the US dollar if Bitcoin is gaining against the US dollar. If the dominance is trending to the upside, it just means that the altcoins on average are going to have less gains than Bitcoin against the US dollar. But if this Bitcoin dominance is going to the upside and the Bitcoin price against the US dollar is just staying the same or even going to the downside, that is when you're going to see a lot of the altcoin market go to the downside. So we're seriously approaching a deciding moment very soon for the Bitcoin dominance. And by very soon, I don't mean today or tomorrow necessarily, because keep in mind, this is on the daily time frame. Each one of these candles is an entire day. So at the current trajectory, we could be taking, another 1 to 2 weeks before we actually reach that point. But basically, within the next couple of weeks, it's very likely that we're going to reach a deciding moment in the Bitcoin dominance. And by the way, if you want to get these extra updates throughout the day, like this post just here, I posted 15 hours ago. Definitely make sure you're following me over on my Twitter for all of this extra free content throughout the day. And the link to my official Twitter is in the description down below. And just before you click off this video, make sure you're leaving a like on the video down below if you enjoyed. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more videos just like this every single day. I really do appreciate all of your support on the channel at the moment. I can't thank you guys enough. And considering some of the amazing opportunities that we are seeing in the market at the moment, there's really never been a better time to share these videos around with your friends and family to get everyone involved in this huge opportunity. And for the new viewers on the channel that haven't seen these uploads popping up right now, I've got a trading tutorial video showing you how I trade crypto, and I've also got a passive income video showing you exactly how I earn passive income in crypto every single day with no work required. But anyway, that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.